Hello guys, welcome back to Legion. We are back in Stormheim. Today we're going to deal with the dungeon known as the Maw of Souls and the pre-quests related to that dungeon. These are by no means necessary to do the dungeon, but I want to do them in continuity to make sure the lore kind of makes sense. So let's start off by reading the lore for the dungeon, of course, the Maw of Souls. Now we've been to Helheim, which is the place where we met Helya back in Stormheim, but this, the Maw of Souls, is the path between Helheim and our world, where we go when we die. While the greatest Vrykul warriors are spirited away to the halls of valor to glory eternal, shiny and gold, the cursed and the damned find themselves on the shores of the Maw of the Souls. Amidst fog and mist they await the Naglfar, a fearsome ship formed from sinew and bone, which comes to deliver these poor souls to Helheim and the clutches of Helya. So, we're gonna go here. The quest starts right here, by the way, to the east of Valdisdal. I get this little wagon with some notes. The journal entry appears hastily written. I do not know what has become of my village. Ever since the mist engulfed the harbor, my kinsfolk have changed. Some have grown violent and savage, while others have fallen into madness. Many have ventured into the mists and have yet to return. In these times, we can usually turn to our leader, Jarl Tarban. Alas, the mists have taken him as well. I do not know what will become of me. For now, I can only stay at my post and remain vigilant. So this requires us to gather some clues about what has happened down here in the village. As you can see, as we approach, everything gets a lot darker.
You will not win this fight.
When you look at these creatures here, these are the Kvaldir. They are no longer Vrykul, they are Kvaldir. They have this whole lot of seaweed on them, I guess some sort of muscles and clams scattered throughout their bodies. We've met these guys before down in Helheim, and also back in Wrath of Lich King and lots of stuff related to those guys back there. But here we have the first clue. And a rune sage inside. The mists are having an ill effect on my crew. They have become wild and uncontrollable. They care not for the sea and prefer to bicker and brawl with each other. Kjell, the harbour master, has ordered us to depart for fresh supplies as soon as we are able. I have assigned extra duties in hope that the work will occupy their time until we ship out. I can only hope that the sea air will calm my crew and return their vigour. A curse has fallen upon our harbour. Gulls drop like stones from the sky. I saw one fall on a deckhand's head the other day. It knocked him flat. Schools of fish rot belly up in the shoals. Our fishermen have not had a decent catch in weeks, and the stench of dead fish is horrible. I have taken on extra shifts in the tower, as most of my watchmen have gone missing. I take respite up here, as the foul odour of stale air are not as stifling. The harbour is dead. The mists have choked the very life from it. There is a note attached to a supply requisition. Harbour Master Kjell. I do not know what foul bane these mists carry, but barely a day after they engulfed the harbour, our entire stock of provisions spoiled. We need to resupply our stock immediately. Dispatch Captain Sten on a supply run as soon as he is able, assuming he can stop his crew from bickering long enough to set sail. In the meantime, we will all have to tighten our belts and stretch what little we have left, since most of the town has gone missing. This shouldn't be too difficult. Most of the roster entries are blank. There is a sloppily written note on the corner of one of the drafts. Damn these mists to Helheim. Not long after they arrived, many of my craftsmen have vanished, and the few that remains have not the sense in their head to work. They act as if they had run headlong into the mast. How am I supposed to get Sten's ship ready to sail with this sparse bunch of loons at my disposal? I will do what I can to get the ship seaworthy, alone if I must, but I need good men to fill my work roster. Now we need a final clue, but where is it?
Look what the ravens have dropped off.
This land
is ancient.
And we remember Havi back from the other quest in Stormheim. This is, of course, the guise of Odin himself. Do you know what you see here, little outsider? It is the fate of the Tidescorn, once not so scorned by the tides. It was Helya, the foul sea witch, whose wrath consumed their fleets, and whose foul mists broke the mightiest of the Rykul. The Jarls had no choice but to give up the sea, for axe and sword do not to slay mist and brine. Helya's domain is to watch over the souls of the unworthy, while those who die in glory are sent to Odin in the gates of valor to train for the final battle. But Helya, she is a jealous witch, and cannot be sated with the souls she is given. Thus she made the Kvaldir, once mighty Rykul, now torn and corrupted by her foul magics. They serve her eternally, plundering the souls of the living to feed her unquenchable lust for death. They are blight, outsider, nothing more.
See you again soon. Listen well.
The mists of this bay rot not only the wood of the ships, but the very souls of its inhabitants. But it seems you have already discovered this.
Walk with purpose.
The Kvaldir exist to spite Odin, and it is here their spiteful work is done. They rob the souls of the living, the souls not yet judged, thus robbing Odin of his champions. They bring them here to transport to Helya, though the mists obscure any indications of how. You seem to fear the mists well. Perhaps if you search the wreckage in the bay, the answer may present itself. You outsiders seem to have a knack for uncovering the most hidden of secrets. Souls are not the only plunder Helya craves, and the Kvaldir are ever eager to please. Among their spoils are the venerable blades of fallen heroes who dared stand against Helya's minions. These blades belong in a place of honor, not among their wretched kind. Reclaim the blades for the honor of the Tidescorn. Many of the Kvaldir here in the bay are former denizens of this harbor, cursed by the sea witch Helya to do her bidding for all time. The ones you read about, they still walk the stagnant waters. They could be given respite, should a kind soul bring it to them at the tip of a blade. So tell me, how kind is your soul?
Oh, goodbye then.
So here we see the wandering Kvaldir. They've captured these souls of the Valajar, and lots of shipwrecked parts are scattered throughout the area.
This is another gift for Helya.
As you can see, they drop the ancient Tidescorn blades, the revered weapons of a long-dead Tidescorn warrior. So the mist callers are the guys inside these huge clouds of mists, and they're also Captain Sten, the guys we've basically read the logs of. They are throughout the area as well. So one question we can ask is this the same type of mist that the Mist Weavers use and the Pandaren used, like Emperor Xiaohao used to cloak Pandaria, the mists of Pandaria? Well, I don't think so. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't think it has healing capabilities. This mist seems more like a plague-like, I guess. So it kind of might be the opposite of the plague or the mist that the Pandaren use, or the monks use. So as you can see, Captain Sten will resurrect the dead here, and they look kind of cool, I guess. If you stand inside that cloud, by the way, I believe let's check this debuff out, you take nature damage. Now, over here we have our next foe. This is Halvir. He calls forth these huge octopus arms, very similar to the arms of Helya there. Now here we have the next foe. This is Sigrid, and she's runs around with a huge pole arm.
Surrender!
And here we have Kjell, the shipmaster.
You're here at last.
Have you found answers or more questions? The Naglfar, so Helya's Kvaldir can navigate the mists.
Seek your fate.
Do you have the blades? I will see that these blades are returned where they belong. The dead smile upon you, outsider.
Walk with purpose.
Their toil is ended, and fewer Kvaldir walk the lands of Stormheim. Both are blessings, I would say. In a time before memory, the Naglfar was the prize of Helya's fleet. It would seem that it has lived on to serve her once more. Now the dread ship sails the Sea of Souls and cuts through the mist unseen by the living. The Kvaldir must have a way to summon her, and this is what you must seek. Find her berth and board the Naglfar. Put an end to the dread ship, and the souls of the Tidescorn may be redeemed.
Seek your fate.
So this is what we must do. We must enter the Maw of Soul and board the Naglfar. You can see the entrance is right here. The bosses inside will be Ymiron, the Fallen King. Ymiron, one time king of the Vrykul of Northrend, was a mighty warrior held in awe by his people. The gates of the Halls of Valor awaited him in the afterlife, but hungry for more power, he struck a dark bargain with the Lich King. When adventurers struck him down, he found the eternal halls closed to him. And so the damned king awaits in purgatory on the shores of the Maw of Souls. So he was back in Wrath the Lich King, a boss in the Utgard Pinnacle, the final boss there, leader of the Vrykul. And we also have Harbaron, the mysterious ferryman of souls, stands at the helm of the Naglfar, gathering the damned and bringing them to Helya's domain. His connections with the fallen queen of the Valkyr is unclear. But when the breeze catches Harbaron's cloak, an expanse of shimmering stars unfolds beneath. Strange. Harbaron is very, very curious as a character. And finally, Helya. The fallen queen of the Valkyr was once at Odin's right hand, raising the spirits of Vrykul champions to the halls of valor to prepare for the final battle for the fate of Azeroth. But following Loken's betrayal, she was persuaded to join him and turn upon her master. She now lurks in the shadowy realm beneath the world, plotting her revenge. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to go into the dungeon now and queue up as a tank. Okay, so here... Oh my god, a Gron. So here we are in Maw of Souls. This is Hellmouth Cliffs, and we are joined by my good pal, Daniel here, Nocturon, and he is joining me as the healer, I guess. So this area should look familiar to you. This is the Hellmouth Cliffs, as I said. This is an area just outside where we just were. This is the area at the middle of Stormheim. You see there are some ravens here. And there are lots of these Kvaldir trying to ship these enslaved Valkyr towards this giant horn. We have Ymiron, the Fallen King, the first boss of this area, in the other side of this huge platform. He's jumping down now. You can see there is a huge horn that he's going to use to, or that we are going to use to call down this ship that will send us to Helheim.
For eternity in the tides of the underworld. Another drop in the Sea of Souls. Mortals, your wretched kind murdered my people, destroyed my kingdom. Now you too will know what it feels like to lose everything. Know the bitter chill of death as I have. The shadows of the underworld bend to me. Know the bitter chill of death as I have.
So, we have to take him down. If you are a warrior, you'll be able to recruit this guy, as you see in the warrior video I have. And he'll help you out as a champion, which is his next canonical step in his storyline.
Still howl in these ways. You have not won. You have only secured your own doom.
So now we're gonna blow the echoing horn of the damned.
You wish for passage to Helheim? Then you shall have it.
Now this part is a bit dark. You don't really see things well, but you can see that the inner parts of the ship is constructed out of, you can see bones and femur here. And we also have, let's go to the left, I guess. You also have the planks and the debris, shipwreck parts that are part of this huge ship. We don't really see the ship now. We saw the outside when it exited that huge spiritual area of sorts outside. But eventually you'll be able to see some amazing vistas. This is one of the coolest dungeons in the game currently. It has very, very unique visual design that I enjoy. And some of the boss mechanics are pretty cool. The first boss is fairly easy, Ymiron. But some of the later ones, the final boss, for example, is very reminiscent of boss fights in other action games. That's really cool. So we're gonna move towards the ship, towards the barge of the ship. Is that the name? I can't really remember. I don't have a lot of knowledge about ship constructions and the names of the parts. But we're gonna, I guess it's the deck. What am I saying here? The deck of the ship, that's the top. So we gotta go up there and find Harbaron. So here we have the Grimwalker, the Sludge of the Seas. This is a mini-boss, kinda. He's optional, you don't have to deal with this guy. But we are going to do that to get some resources. I think he dropped some resources for us. Now we have some doggies coming in. Gotta pick those up. I guess he didn't drop anything, and the door is closed, so that's unfortunate. That's too bad. Guess we gotta take the other way around. So we gotta head over here. And where is the door closed? So we're gonna head over here since the door on the opposite side is closed. Sometimes it opened. I think that might be some sort of world quest thing where the other side is open as well. So we're now gonna head over here to the right side. I'm gonna head upstairs. And here you can see that this huge bone is sticking through. Really cool. If you didn't notice, by the way, you can see there's a giant like dragon skull looking thing on the top or the front of the ship.
The spirits grow hungry from the scent of blood.
And here we have Harbaron, and you see this amazing visage.
You must pay the blood price. Resist if you wish. In the end, I always get my payment!
You need to pay the ferryman. He will summon in some shackled servitors, as you can see, and you need to take those down. Don't really bother tanking those.
The flesh burdens the soul, a nuisance that must be flayed from your bones.
You also summon these fragments that you have to deal with. Apart from that, he's basically a pretty straightforward fight. This visage, though, if you take a look at the side of the ship,
servitor, claim our blood debt.
You can see that there are these huge tornadoes, these pumps of water towards the sky. The gigantic waves. Wow, I love the design here. So cool.
The flesh burdens the soul, a nuisance that must be flayed from your bones.
Now, if you look inside his cloak,
the soul, a nuisance that must be
you can see these stars.
Now, it is I who must pay the blood price.
I wonder what kind of lore is tied to this Harbaron. Now we're gonna head down here to the front of the ship.
Naglfar! Give no quarter to these scallywags!
So the Naglfar is very impressive. You can see like the rib cages kind of sticking out, or the rib cages, like the front of the ship. Have the ribs sticking up towards each side here. Oh my god, so many enemies. And over here we have to deal with Skarvald. He's the captain, wearing a hat very similar to the one you get as a Horde in Warlords Draenor. So we're gonna go in here. Gotta get the healer gets some mana. Then we're gonna jump in and deal with Skarvald, Captain of the Damned, which is his title.
No prey, no pay. Now secure the Naglfar. Destroy these landlubbers.
Now Skarvald will summon in a couple of these enemies that go from the front of the ship. You see there is like a smoke wall hindering us from going forward. He has a move called Give No Quarter.
No prey, no pay. Now secure the Naglfar. Destroy these landlubbers! Nothing sweeter than to die at sea!
Arr, me hearty. Okay, so we're gonna head down here towards the very front. You can see there are some tentacles towards the edges. Well, it's time we meet Helya once more.
You all will regret trespassing in my realm! You have come far enough! Time to die!
To deal damage to Helya, we need to take care of these tentacles first, and to make her basically let go of the ship so she doesn't break everything. She will also summon up some tentacles from the ground, as you can see. She made one hole over there. Eventually she'll summon more. There we go. That's one other.
Down!
Smashing the ground there.
I am losing my patience! Embrace your fate, fools! No! This is not possible! What manner of creatures are you?
And now she'll go underwater, she'll submerge and summon up a whole lot of these tentacles. So you gotta be careful and don't stand too close to them. Try to find herself a spot. And she goes into her final phase.
Your fate rains down!
She'll use Torrent, which you can interrupt, and she'll use
you
Corrupted
all
Bellow.
Like rats.
When she does, you gotta move towards the very other side of the ship to avoid her huge gaze. As you can see, we had one casualty there. Gonna try to move her back towards this side, and the tanker over there. Try to focus the bellowing breath, or the bellowing visage down here. Corrupted Bellow, sorry.
I will drown you
now it's over there.
like rats.
I wonder if the Warlock has a combat rest, but never mind. Doing fine.
I will drown you all like rats! Stop squirming!
Now she goes down again, summons up a few more of these dangerous tentacles. She also throws these puddles towards the platform. Don't have a lot of movement space here, especially considering that there are holes everywhere. She'll come up once more. She'll emerge from the surface of the
Your
water.
fate rains down! I will drown you all like rats! Do you think you have won? You have merely survived the storm. The seas are unstoppable!
And now we have defeated her for now. She will return in a later raid. Here we have the waterlog cache of ancient relics, giving us, a mantle of the dark sea. Pretty nice. That's the dungeon of the Mossos. Let's return to Havi and turn in the quest by clicking this button.
You're here at last.
With the dread ship sundered, the souls of the dead will know their judgment. Odin will have his champions, and the Tidescorn will have their honor.
Oh, goodbye then.
Yeah, that's it for the Maw of Souls dungeon. We defeated the Helya and Harbaron on the Naglfar, and we defeated Ymiron as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tidbit episode tied to the Tidescorn. No pun intended. And I'll see you next time for more fun stuff like this. So make sure you stay tuned by subscribing or checking out the playlist down in the description below. I've been Krudless, I'll see you next time.